Have you ever desired a little bit of flexibility and movement in your chordal playing? Well, you're not alone, and it's not necessarily your fault either. This is a problem I see a lot of my guitar students, and I even experienced a bunch myself as a guitar player, and it's because of the way we're taught about chords when we first pick up the guitar. And the guitar does have the disadvantage of being a particularly shapes-based instrument. So we go to learn the C chord, and we just learn, oh, that's a C chord. Most guitar teachers won't even teach you the notes that are in the chord, like it's C, E, and G. You just learn C, then you get rolling. And after years and years of playing, maybe you find out that there's some other ways to play C. Then you can play C here, or you can change it up a little bit. But you're still not really understanding what you're doing, and you're just playing the chords regularly without any sort of motion in them. For example, if you asked a guitar player to play 2 measures of C, they'd probably play something like this. Whereas if you asked a piano player to do the exact same thing, they'd probably play something like this. Now, why is this? Well, when you go to learn piano, oftentimes you're immediately taught about the base of the chords and how to add motion into them. But for some reason on the guitar, we just don't do that. We go to learn about chords, and they're like, oh, you got the chord? All right, play it, buddy. And that's okay, it's a good way to get started, but at a certain point it becomes boring and uninteresting. So what we actually want to do is be able to add motion into our playing. So when we're playing that C, instead of just playing C, right, we can play C, so when we're playing C, we're not just playing C, but we're adding a little motion into it, and can even use that to lead to different chords, like that. See that little motion leads to that other chord, and that's called voice leading, when you lead to other chords. And we as guitar players often just don't learn about that, so I'm going to teach you about it. So what was I just doing there? Well, I was just playing this little C triad, which is the 10th fret on the D, the 9th fret on the G, and the 8th fret on the B. That was the root idea. I was going from that bar chord to there, which is the same notes that are in that bar chord, but only those 3 strings. And what I was doing was taking the C major scale, and I was using those notes moving around inside of the chord like this. And that's going to a F chord, F major. And the reason that it sounds so cohesive when I go to that chord is because I was walking a note up into F. And this is what the pros are doing that makes them sound so different, is they're actually leading to the chords instead of just you can use the notes in your scale between the chords or inside of them to lead to the other chords. But more practically, how do we actually break this down so it's a little easier to get down? Well, I'm going to give you a couple examples to learn and experiment with, just like how I was playing them now, and then you can go on in your own and use this in your own playing. So what I was just playing, we went over that C major, and then we go to the 7th fret on the G instead of the 9th, and I'm just swapping my pointer finger and my middle finger, at least string-wise. I'm staying on this 8th fret on the B string, but trading it out for my ring finger and putting my pointer finger on the 7th fret of the G string. So I'm just going back and forth between those two, and then what I'm doing is walking them up into this F chord. So, and that idea is something you can take everywhere. So try and get that first down, right? And then what can we do on this F chord? This is what I was doing here is pinky on the 12th fret of the G and the B strings. Kind of brings it up a little bit. We're adding some other notes in that chord, making it sound a little special. And right there, I'm just hammering on with the pinky from the 8th fret of the B string to the 10th fret. So I promise you, if you go and you experiment with this after getting down those couple examples I just went over, you'll be able to find a million different ways you can utilize this in your own playing to be able to add more motion into your chords. Because I'm sure you're tired of playing your chords and not moving them around at all. It's probably getting pretty old by now. And if you want to be around other guitar players that are putting the work into hitting their goals and get help hitting your goals for free, join my free community link down below. And if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button. I will see you tomorrow.